Hi guys, I'm Marietjie, the optometrist who brings you practical and real information so that you can serve your patients better, grow your business, and live a more fulfilled life. So in this video, I want to have a look at frame sanitization and how this has affected us in practice and the alternatives to actually making this better for you. So let's go and get into it. Okay, so the whole COVID environment has really changed the way that we practice, it's changed the way that we do things, and it has created a couple of issues alongside that. So for me, I have found that frame sanitization has probably become one of the biggest challenges that I am facing. We can see anything between 12 and 25 patients on a day, which means that we do up to 50 frame fits. And sanitizing 50 frames on a daily basis is not just time consuming, but it can also really damage your stock. And if you have the same frame on the shelf that gets refitted, that frame is really not going to last. And in my business, I have already written off a lot of stock value because of the alcohol damage the stock is having to my frames. So let's have a look at some of the options we have in terms of sanitization processes where frames are concerned. So the first one obviously is the one we all know that we do with everything else, and that's alcohol. So 70% alcohol, spray on the frame and just wipe it off. Now, as much as this is probably hygienic and probably a good way to go for sanitizing purposes, it really plays havoc on your product and on your equipment. I mean, I have my actual testing chair. The leather of that chair is completely breaking and cracking up because of the alcohol sanitization. I've even seen that on my slit lamp that the plastic is starting to shrink because of the alcohol. So this is really causing financial damage in the practice. And I'm not even talking about frames. I mean, frames, they just don't last, especially if you're looking at your Xyle or your plastic-based frames. The alcohol just is a huge problem. Right, so that's number one. The second option is UV sanitization. UV cases, you can actually buy a case that's got a UV light where you put the product on the inside, switch it on, and the UV is set to be up to 80% accurate in disinfection of your product. The problem is availability. I am not savvy enough to build my own UV case. That's not going to happen. And finding them is actually not that easy. And you need to make sure that it's actually having the effect that you want it to have. And it's also really difficult to measure. Then the third thing, which is something that I am very actively using in practice now, is hypochlorous sanitization. So hypochloric acid is an antimicrobial agent. In practice, we have used it for a few various options or various reasons, mainly disinfection on the ocular surface before a process or a procedure, as well as dry eye management. It's very effective in lid care when we're doing dry eye management. But it is also an incredibly good antiseptic. So it's also used in hospitals for wound care. And now they have made a stronger solution for surface disinfection. So basically what we have done is we have taken hypochlorous and we've put it into a little spray bottle, all right? The spray bottle, I mean, we've just labeled it, with our brand, but this is just hypochlorous solution where we can now actually spray it onto the frame. Hypochlorous acid is an iodized salt water solution, so it is not as abrasive as the alcohol is, and yet it still has the disinfecting properties that you want. So literally all you do is you're actually going to take your hypochlorous acid and your frame, and you can literally now just spray it, and just give it a good spray. Make sure it's nice and wet, nice and clean, and literally then just take a cloth and give it a wipe down. All right. Like I said, hypochlorous is very effective and it's a very good antiseptic. So this has proven incredibly helpful and beneficial for my practice. So now I'm not damaging my frames and I don't have to lose so much stock when it comes to breakages because of the disinfection. Okay. And then the fourth option, which I really think is the next level, and the way that optometry is going to be going is VTO. Virtual try-on has completely changed the way that we are going to do business, and I am slowly incorporating that into my business now. I really think that this is going to be the way of the future. So with virtual try-on, what happens is the patient doesn't actually physically fit a frame. They do the virtual try-on, which they can do in your office with an iPad. They choose maybe 3 or 4 models that they like, and they only try on those ones that they actually do like. They can even do this from home before they come into your office for the consultation. So I use Visionware. It's Ingenius's product called Visionware. Visionware is an insanely awesome product where they not just do the frame try-on process, but you also can do your measurements. And in another video, which you guys can go and look up on, I'm actually comparing Visionware in terms of accuracy on their measurements with another product. And accuracy is important. So the great thing with this product is you have an all-in-one solution. You have the virtual try-on option, and then it also gives you your measurements, which is PDs, seg height, and frame fit values, which you can then actually make your order from. Right, so it saves you so much time, it saves you so much money in losing stock, and you then end up having to carry less stock on your shelves, which also sit and go old. Right, so this is the way of the future, guys. Go and have a look at it. Ingenius's Visionware. Also have a look at my product review on this specific product as well. But when it comes to frame sanitization, if you're still having to sanitize, go the Hypochlorous route. It really is effective. It's a lot less abrasive. You're going to save yourself a lot of money on frames, and then really have a look into VTO solutions for your business. It's going to take you to the next level. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember, we are blessed to be a blessing. So go out there and change some lives. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.